Hello again, ENC students. This is your professor, Michael Bloomberg. And what I want to do with this video is walk you through what you can expect from week 4 of the semester. So as always, I'm on Blackboard. The first place I'm going to start is the weekly assignments tab, so I'll go ahead and click that. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and look at the week 4 folder. Okay, so now that I'm in the week 4 folder, the first place I want to look is in the coursework. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull it up as a PDF file. Now, the first thing that I want to make clear is that this week we had Labor Day. So I did not upload your work yesterday, or in other words, Monday the 5th, even though that is included in our week. I wanted to give you that day off just as my other students enjoyed that day off. So you're starting this week on a Tuesday, but you're still ending on a Sunday, just so you're clear. So readings this week, there's a detailed narrative essay assignment sheet. It's now time to start looking at the first essay, although it's important to note that it's not due this week. You're going to do a pre-writing activity instead. In Picking Cotton, Chapter 3, pages 43 through 58, go ahead and read the entire chapter on that one. And go ahead and complete those first as you begin your assignments this week. It says submitted assignments from the Right Stuff ebook. That's technically a misnomer, although you can find reading about pre-writing in the ebook, as we'll talk about when I put together the pre-writing video that you'll get the chance to see. This is actually outside of the ebook. It's not an activity. But I just put a note to make sure that you watch the video that will be related to that. And your due date for this assignment, as well as discussion board and the craft of writing, are all 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, September 11th. You have a discussion board assignment this week related to Chapter 3 of Picking Cotton. We'll take a look at that in a minute. And again, the craft of writing, which you started last week, is due this week. Okay? So with that being said, I'm going to go back to the week 4 folder. Now that we know what we need to work on, spend a little bit of time looking at the assignment sheet. And again, I'll just pull it up as a PDF file. Okay. So the assignment sheet says that in the first chapter of Picking Cotton, the trauma of Jennifer's horrific ordeal is shown through her point of view. We learn about her thoughts as they occur, and we learn that she is noting details in the moment of her attack. Jennifer states, "In blinks I willed myself to note details. I studied his face for features to identify." That's on page 15. So now what I'm wanting you to do is write a detailed narrative. In a 2-page essay, address the following. Choose a memory from your life that stands out clearly in your memory. What makes the experience memorable? Provide details to show why the experience was important to your life. The experience can be one of happiness, sadness, anger, humor, loneliness, joy, just to name a few associated emotions. The key is to guide your reader through your experience, just as Jennifer guided us through her terrible experience. And I made reference to reading that you've already done in the ebook for the Right Stuff, but in reference to what we did with thesis statement, you need one. You've already read about introductory, body, and concluding paragraphs. And I put what I'm looking for, which is the typed draft that adheres to the format of the class. Don't forget in the Start Here button, there is a video that will walk you through format. A fully developed draft that is at least 2 pages long, that contains correct grammar, spelling, punctuation, and mechanics. Thoughtful insight into the question, pour your heart into it. The pre-writing strategy is due on Sunday the 11th. And I put to please watch the video. I'll make a change. It should say Sunday, September 18th. It says Thursday, so I'll make a change on that and re-upload the document just so there's no confusion. But the 18th is a Sunday, and that's when the rough draft's due. So the rough draft is not actually due this week. You might want to note that. Okay. So now that we've looked at the assignment sheet, we're not going to look at the e-text because I'm going to look at that in a separate video. But for the pre-writing strategy, for the detailed narrative, you can submit it right here where my cursor is. And it's the same process as always, where you select Browse My Computer, attach your file, then hit Submit, and that will send it to me. And we'll have a whole separate video for that again. Discussion board. Just click, and you'll see this week it says one of the major themes the reader finds in Chapter 3 is the steady decline in Jennifer's mental well-being. For this week's discussion board assignment, spend some time discussing what you believe to be the most heartbreaking examples of Jennifer's struggles in Chapter 3. Be specific with references from the chapter. After you post what you consider the worst struggles, address the following. What do you think Jennifer needed the most during this time? And it's the same format as we've been working in. Just remember your reply to a classmate. And note your due date is Sunday, September 11th by midnight. Okay. So again, going back to the week 4 folder. Last thing to look at, and again, there will be a separate video that you'll want to check out for the pre-writing activity. So I'll walk you through that. But my writing lab, just going to click on the direct link. Well, I've got this set up into student mode, so bear with me for just a second. I'm going to exit that preview, because otherwise I'd have to register as a student. So let me try that again. So again, I'll click on week 4. You won't have that snag. It's just where I was in student mode looking. So it's going to pull up now, and as you can see, I'm in the writing lab. So with the craft of writing, there's 8 topics. And just remember, you want to work down each pencil topic, starting with getting started, all the way down to editing the paragraph. My hope is that you got an adequate start on that last week, so it shouldn't be a whole lot of new work for you this week. That's pretty much it, guys. Check out the pre-writing video, because I think you'll find that super helpful. It's almost a necessity so that you'll know what I'm looking for. If you have questions, as always, feel free to email me. But good luck, and welcome to week 4.